sports. It's in the game.
Do what I should, like. Point, baby. Do what I could, like. Point, baby. Do what I should, like. Point.
just say like, what you want? What you want? I got Jesus giving money, what you want? I've been sitting and pitching this for a reason to cry. So I'ma say I love you, but keep a look on my eye. Cause I can never really want you unless it's money or pride. So when I say I really love you, boy, just know it's a lie. Like I ain't mean it, I ain't mean it. I just need another reason for a sequence. Another bag, another season, another description, another feeling. Boy, God, I gave him a lot, but I keep. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Okay, now drop your bag, sass. I've been here from the start. A little snapback, homie with a plug in his heart. To these Billy Strum cards and now they rip me apart. Now they run around in circles like them kids in the park. Now I'm afraid of the dark. There ain't no monster inside. I pray to Jesus Christ, homie, they just keep me alive. Why you keep it 53? Cause I've been wrestling with pride. I try to keep it like I'm Texas, got the South on my side. Girl, you know I'm a saint, so why you giving me hell? My uncle back up on the block and now they begging for bail. He always calling me for paper cause he know I'm the trail. Now I'm eating my McDonald's, I was fresh out of jail. Now I'm made it out of chump, at least I know I'm up. Boy, thump, like my neighbors jumping up a pump. Boy, I bump in that Billy Strong, he ain't know he ain't thump. He just grabbed the pump and made it go dumb. Got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. I'm an airport baby, I'm too fly to count. Counting the cash, yeah, it's too high to count. I'm dealing with a fake, yeah, they too fake to doubt. Acting like they are what they not for their clout. They just suckin' my blood, they can love what you count. Flowing like water. Three with the smiles, all the ops gonna plow. They all in the sewers, the south in the clouds. I'ma stay down to the sound, to the sound, to the sound. On the floor, to the steps, build that with the pants and the steps. Got no paper, told him quit the pocket.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The holidays have arrived. Thank you for spending a part of them with us. We're away in Week 16 on EA Sports. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achan. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Second and 6 coming up here. They'll stick with A-Chain. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Staying on the ground here with Achan. Past midfield to the 45. He does it. Touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead right away. Devon Achan with the touchdown. Carl Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. On the return, here's Khalil Shakir. And it's the equivalent of what a touchback used to be here, up to the 25 before going out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. A lot of grass ahead. And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns finish off their opening drive. Well, this is the continuation of one of the greatest scoring seasons in recent memory, Brock. For the first time since 2006, we've got a running back who's reached 20 touchdowns in a single season. That one splits the uprights. And the Browns respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he gets crunched by a big hit right at the 25 to end that return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. A-Chain again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. The rookie out of Miami with the pick. And the Browns have it now on his 8th pick of the year. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
It's taken in by Roma Dunze. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And that gives the Browns a 1st. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Looking for somewhere to throw. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
That's a really good job by the defense right there. Doing something I hear all the time in coaches' meetings. They want to keep that quarterback in the box. I want to put a fence around him. Don't want to let him get out and make a big play breaking the pocket.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Returning it from the 4. Returns looking good so far. A nice return, but what a hit we had at the end of it. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, they're going to start out with Achane. Broke through the tackle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd down carry for Achane. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now a give running right. This is ahead for about 5. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Working quickly here. Back to the well again. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They go play action here. Looking for it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Now for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Pressure comes, and he's taken down. The Raiders got him. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. So that brings us to the end of 1. Both teams starting that long walk to the other end of the field. Scoreboard shows 10-7. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. The Browns are lining up to punt. And his first effort, a tough one. It's going to come from the back of his own end zone. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. He manages 13 on this punt return. And the Raiders are going to like where they get to start out for this drive. New set of downs for him from the 46. A chain on the inside give. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Pass play coming here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he could do that coming out of the backfield, imagine the damage he could do if they sent him out into one of those spots out wide.
And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Here's Achane. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. Design bootleg here. And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Browns have the football as he records his 12th INT of this season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Now he'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Plowing up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry, but still 3rd and 15 coming up.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He puts some air under this one, deep right. Trying to float that one in, and defender's there for the interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Raiders have it as he records his 7th interception of the season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life, really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Here we go, 2nd and very long. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Now Achan. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it'll knock this game up late in the second quarter.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
And this one bounces into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback out to the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Right up the gut. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Escapes the pocket. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. And it's a turnover, the defense has it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. A run now with Achan. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 14. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. The Raiders working here. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. He's gonna throw this one. He's in trouble and they bring him down again. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. A.J. Cole on to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now a give left side. And they had that one contained right at the line. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 10. He's on the move. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Clean breakup on that throw. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Roma Dunze, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th and long.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He has it at the 33. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be Raider football. They're set up at the 35 now. They go play action on first. He rolls to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
2nd and 10 now. Buys time, rolling right. Achan reels it in. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He'll throw it yet again. Complete out to the right. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. The timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First down, ball at the 36. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds just inside the red zone. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for Raiders first. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. He has the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Airing it out to start this drive. As the open man downfield. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
From midfield now. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So second down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Roma Dunze, the intended receiver. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
To the air, 3rd and long. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the... This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Cleveland. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Has this at the 6. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far, and no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. Running this one left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Offense in the hurry up here. Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense up to the line fast. Another carry for him. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And it's going to be 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Throw wheeled in by Njoku. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for Cleveland, 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
They give it to him again. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Brought down by Quay Walker. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
This time it's a passing play. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Quay Walker in to pick it off. Well, Brock, it was an absolute battle in the first half as they played to a tie, heading into the locker rooms. And already we have the first big play of half number 2 with that INT.
Yeah, not just the first big play, but maybe the first separating play here, Kate. There's always a moment in the second half, especially where one of these teams makes the play, right? That one that we're going to circle and look back to as the defining play of the half. We may just have witnessed it right there.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up here with A-Chan. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. So I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. A-Chain again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Putting the tight end in motion. From the gun on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Back now, pressure on its way. Catch is made, it's Jalen Hyatt. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of this shotgun, a give to A-Chain. And his short game gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about him when they get to the sidelines.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Slot man in motion right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's a tie ball game through 3. We'll see which side separates here in the 4th. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Looking for a throw here. Forced out to his right. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it, thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Hyatt going in motion right. 3rd and long for him here. Able to find Achane. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
A 55-yard attempt.
Got all of it, and this is good. And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Okay, you remember when Sebastian Janikowski was taken to the 1st round by the Raiders? It was because he could make kicks of this distance. Today, boy, we see kickers seemingly every week getting this job done, but it doesn't in any way minimize the accomplishment.
And no return here. This is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying the right side. And they are there to bring him to a halt at the 26. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Begins here on 2nd. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Throwing from the gun. Completed to his running back. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the press for moving the chains that time.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Setting up a throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he's tackled for a short gain.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. Oh no, they get him yet again. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
On 1st down, they're going to start out with Achane. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Running with Achane out of the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A-Chain on the inside give. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now we give to Allen, running right. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Running left, here's A-Chain. Down the sideline inside the 40. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for Raiders first.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it. And that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Going to the ground again on first. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders holding on to a field goal lead. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with A-Chain. And he's brought down for a loss. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. 5 men in the secondary for the Browns. 3rd down coming. He's back to throw. Put the body on the line for his team. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
A touchdown would put this one to bed. A few shots at it here, starting with 1st and goal. He's going to keep this one. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in the...
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders parlay the interception into points. Devon A-Chain with the touchdown. Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Raiders make it a 10-point ball game. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Pass caught by Adunze. And he takes this out after crossing the 45. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Looking slant route complete. They'll get 18 yards there. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And don't leave just yet, fans. He's got it for the touchdown. And there's still a small chance, Brock, that this one isn't over. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop him either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
So down inside the final minute, they're ready to try the onside kick. I think the Browns got that one back. They did! Well, Brock, you can't blame him with how tough it is to recover an onside kick anymore, but he did hit it before it went 10 yards, so they had to throw the flag. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff for A-Chain. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. A-Chain running to the right. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now with just 10 seconds left in our game, we've got a timeout.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left, and after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Has a man. It's A-Chain. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. So put this in the win column for the Raiders. Here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott.